How to recognize a womanizer in messaging. 9 sure signs. In this video, we will discuss the signs that will indicate to you that you are being contacted by a womanizer. So in order, the first sign is haste and insistence. If you notice that the man is rushing you in the conversation, wanting to quickly exchange messages, meet up quickly and get what he wants fast, he is persistent. And it is very important that the compliments directed at you are compliments about your appearance. Why does he need this? He wants to get what he wants quickly. He may write that you are very beautiful, that your beauty has knocked him off his feet, and that he wants to meet. When can you do this? He is ready to meet, for example, today or tomorrow, and he is rushing you. That is, you still understand that you do not yet have the desire to meet this person, but you are being pushed. This can be the first indication that you are being contacted by a womanizer. Next, beautiful words and empty promises. These words are not backed by anything at all. For example, he tells you that he wants to shower you with bouquets of roses, to bring you a star from the sky, and so on. Well, these are the things that girls love to hear and imagine will happen. But indeed, a man who is interested in a woman often takes actions. He may say little, but do a lot. But if you realize that you've been promised the world in words, that someone has reached for the stars and showered you with millions of roses, it is quite possible that you are dealing with a womanizer. Furthermore, ambiguity and double meanings mean that all the messages a man writes can be interpreted in different ways. They seem veiled, and you do not understand what he wants to convey. It could be that he needs you or something from you, leading to a sense that the man is insincere. Additionally, a man may message you late at night, for example, and might be under the influence of alcohol, telling you that he is a bit tipsy and so on. If this is happening, then the man is not genuinely interested in the woman. He needs her as a means to achieve his goals. He also quickly starts to hint at an intimate relationship in the messaging. That is, he starts to quickly send you not just messages about this, but some jokes that can be quite vulgar or phrases of an intimate nature. He is already trying to lead you towards intimacy. Next, the following indicator is his reluctance to talk about himself. He will ask you many questions and will often be interested in, for example, your past. He will want to get to know you, but he will be reluctant to share about himself. And if you ask him questions about his life, his interests, and so on, the topic will shift back to you, and he will respond to the question in a vague manner, meaning neither yes nor no. It is unclear what, meaning he will evade questions so that you do not understand what kind of person is in front of you. He doesn't need to be himself in front of you. He doesn't need to tell you anything about himself. He needs to learn more about you in order to get what he wants. And this will happen through messaging. That is, if you realize that you are asking a man what his interests are, and he replies, "Oh, nothing much, what about you?" and so on. That is, if the conversations are constantly redirected, he doesn't respond to you, but, for example, redirects a question back to you, this can also be an indicator that you are being contacted by a womanizer. Next, disrespect for your boundaries. That is, if you insistently say no, he will not be satisfied with that response. He will use various manipulations based on feelings of pity and guilt. He may start telling you heart-wrenching stories to evoke your pity in order to get what he wants. In other words, he needs to quickly get a woman, and he will act as he sees fit, meaning he will use all his skills, which include various manipulations, pressure, boundary violations, promises, and so on. If you encounter all of this, know that it is a manipulation. Comparison with other women. He will compare you to his exes, saying how unique and special you are, that his ex behaved this way and that way, while you are completely different. You are wonderful. You wouldn't behave like that. You won't behave like that. I see it. I feel it. I know it. If a man starts to belittle a woman who was close to him in order to elevate you, this is also a form of manipulation. Manipulation is used to influence you in the way he needs. Therefore, any comparisons are always not very good. If you realize that the man starts comparing you to his exes, pay attention to the other aspects. Moving on. Implausible stories, excuses. He will tell you such stories that will make your eyes pop out. The stories can be incredible. If he promised you something and didn't do it, he will have some excuses. For example, he promises to write and then he disappears for a week. He says, I'll write tomorrow. And he disappeared, for example, for a week without writing, and then he has some excuses. He starts writing with excuses, telling you some incredible fictional story, and you just don't understand whether it's true or false. Again, this is how a womanizer might behave. And another point is this unhealthy interest in your past. He will try to learn much more about your past, about your relationships with your exes, about what has happened in your life, how you react to different situations, specifically about yourself and your past. He will not tell you anything, practically nothing, only what he needs to tell you. Why will he do this? In order to find the levers of pressure, perhaps you are too sympathetic, and you will tell him about certain situations and say that you regretted this, that, and the other. And he understands that feelings of guilt and pity can be easily manipulated here. In other words, by learning about how you behaved in past relationships, how you interact with men, and how you act, he will know how to behave with you in order to quickly get what he needs. That's all I have for this video. This was me, Alice Vardomska. I hope for your likes and subs. Please write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Goodbye.